Welcome to Lerlac. In the bottom right-hand corner, it is the orange Terran player, none other than...
Seither.
And his opponent in the top right-hand corner, it is the green Zerg player.
My insanity, PengWin.
First Overlord of PengWin, we'll see Seither. That's always a nice start off for PengWin, who went 0-2 versus Ruff in the first match.
Yeah, PengWin, we didn't get to see his cool, awesome, fun style against Terran that I love to see because Ruff just demolished him into tiny little bite-sized pieces, and it was like Godzilla fighting, I don't know, your mom or something. I don't know, something that's very.
Whoa! My mom, out of any mom out there, could probably take Godzilla on 1v1.
Wow.
I'm very down with that. I think Godzilla would be afraid.
We gotta start having backwards. Your mom is so tough. She could take out Godzilla. Oh yeah. Your mom is so smart. She's probably got 8 PhDs.
Oh! And you need the entire group of guys around you. You're like,
yeah.
Oh! You got
my
Neuralisk
God.
and Pull and Violet.
They're all really bad. They're just like the ones I said, right? There's no actually like play on.
Your mom's so strong.
There's
she
no
could
comedy.
bench press a truck. Oh!
Yeah, just like totally poorly done.
Okay.
No comedy involved at all. Just like literal things.
That was
like,
totally
your
comedic.
Mom. It's like
your
mom is so fast she can run a 4-minute mile. Well, that's pretty impressive. Just...
very, and then you have to have Pult kind of behind there, and everyone goes crazy, and Pult says, "Very impressive, yeah, wow, it's good." He'd say something clever. I know Pult would have it.
Yeah.
Reaper.
Pult would say something like, "That's pretty good."
Yeah, that's pretty good. Reaper moves to the left, will go to the top left, then the top right. And with the nature of that, the Queen will be out by the time the Reaper heads on here. Thankfully for PengWin, he only opens up 4 lanes, not committing too much to the 6 lanes. Sometimes the scaredy
nice move
cat
over here
play.
with the Overlord from PengWin, moved in, spotted the command center, pulled back, so the Reaper went the long way around. Love when Zerg players make use of that, and this works out so well for PengWin here. Really going to mess with the Reaper timing here.
Your mom is a queen. That's the big one. She's got 6 legs, bro. I don't know. She's got 6 legs.
She's got
2
6
arms.
legs.
6 legs and 2 arms, man. She's a queen. Roachworn is on the way, and
joke's
PengWin.
like the next level. There's there's not even any context or anything, you know. It's just sort of like your mom has 6 legs and 2 arms. She's a queen.
She's a queen. That's the punchline, guys. 9 roaches are on the way, and desperately, PengWin does not want Seither to be able to see this. With 4 lanes, he's doing a remarkable job of it. But will they be able to catch up this queen? That's her job, to kill it, and it looks like she will not be able to.
Excellently done. Very likely, we'll see. We already have a siege tank on the way. Potentially some banshees could come in, and it's all about what can Seither do to defend this push. He's getting a position. We got a bunker on the way as well. He's got a decent number of forces, still going to be pretty tough. The gas bank is going up. Got enough for about 2 Ravagers right now, but he's continuing to... Oh, there are the 2 Ravagers. Very nice. He's joining up behind this. Very interesting. So this isn't particularly all in, although it is a very, very strong early attack.
Well, it's very hard to defend on Lerlac Crest because Lerlac Crest is one of the few maps with a large natural base. Easily, the roaches can get on right up in there. Siege Tank will be able to push this back a little bit, but is there just barely not quite enough corrosive vials with the next wave? Corrosive vials
my God, that was fantastic. He jukes the corrosive vial, comes back, finishes the repair. Oh man, so close. Seither with the defense. PengWin in the meantime though built about 1,000 drones and he's now at 40.
He did build about 1,000 drones, but now he's got to layer in 4 roaches out on the map. 2 roaches and 2 Ravagers. How is he going to deal with this siege tank? Siege tank micro is hard, but it will give Seither an edge if he can drop. And I guess for Seither, pumping medevac, pumping siege tank. He wants to go on the offensive. He stopped an attack that most people would say, oh, what can Terran do now? But no,
nice delay over here from these units. He's sort of using the units to say, hey, if you just try to run past here, I might corrosive bile you. And the siege tank saying, oh, I can get some free shots over here.
Pull out,
not paying attention for a second.
Barely pulls out.
Both of them as well, just sort of Ravager's doing the auto attack and not releasing the corrosive biles, and Seither not paying attention to his tank just for a bit there.
And then a drop is going to happen into the main. Majority of it is just Marines. There's no Widow Mines, but these Marines are going to try to focus down the Queen. Queen is able to get away, yet this pulls the Ravager, and Ling's out of position. The siege tank is now in the natural, shelling down on the workers, but in the main, there's just not enough to defend for PengWin. These Marines are able to take out one Ravager, maybe even pick up another one, and the siege tank was able to shell into that natural base, and it is now going to be annoying the third.
Yeah, a lot of drones went down as well, so the economic lead that PengWin made from droning super hard after that roach pressure is now gone.
And Spire is up next for PengWin, which is one of the things I was a little bit weirded out by the early roach play, because he loves his Baneling Ling Muta, and that's going to be able to pick up some of these drops, but it's maybe a little bit too late. Just to note, Metabolic Boost is starting right now. Think about that. These Lings, they're not going to be reinforced quickly. It's not going to be some crazy pressure that PengWin will be able to put onto Seither. Even with Seither not... Oh, nice. Even with Seither not getting the most economic damage done, he's just able to run circles around PengWin.
Yeah, Seither's doing a really good job of harass, really strong micro with these two medevacs, and he's been able to push PengWin back and deal some damage. We do have Spire about to finish up, about 900 gas in the bank, should hit at least 1,000 if not more by the time we're done here. Really needs to get those gases up on the third if he wants to continue having a strong Mutalisk presence, but big attack coming in. Is there a Baneling nest? No Baneling nest
there is
anywhere.
Not.
This is going to be difficult. To deal with this number of Marines with Mutalisk Ling is going to be pretty difficult.
29 Marines. Seither saying, as soon as Stim finishes, I am moving out. The Stim is done, and he's moving up a choke point, but as Jack Attack mentioned, there are no Banelings, and easily these siege tanks could leapfrog forward into the main base if they wanted to. This natural may be donated to Seither. I'm not sure if PengWin can do anything about it. 10 units are on the way, but there's just so many Marines.
He can definitely do something about it. He can run all of his units, completely avoid the attack, and go for the base race. Oh my god! PengWin running in with the Zerglings.
And there's nothing in the bunker, and there's no missile turret too.
Sending across the map. He's completely avoiding the army in every way he can. He's mining on this base over here at the third.
Well, Seither's not quite
both
reacting.
Players about even. Yeah, not reacting to the time
Seither is just kind of hanging out. He's not going for the pressure. He's not instantly stemming into a base. He is holding back, which is allowing the Mutas to be able to do damage, get on this side of the map. There's one missile turret that is barely getting on up, but yeah, so many workers are going down. The workers are actually retreating into the siege tank fire and stuff, but Seither takes out 2 bases, yet the main base is not quite dead.
Oh, guys, got one drone over here. Yeah,
a couple of GG.
Yeah, that's it. Well,
the gold or orange Terran?
Frenetic Array, Seither.
And his opponent in the bottom left-hand corner, it is the green Zerg player.
My insanity, PengWin. All right, and things beginning to look bleak for our hero, the PengWin. He is trapped somewhere in the
Batman
equator, and it's hard for penguins to survive in such warm climate. But Seither is going to send him away to hell, or it is quite hot or quite cold, depending on. So I mean, if penguins go to hell, and they go to like the Dante's Inferno hell, where it's like
very
cold,
bad hell,
really hot, then it's sort of like, okay, they're penguins. They're down with the cold. But penguins, if they go to like the more biblical style hell, you know, fire and brimstone, very unhappy penguins. So it really does matter. You think, oh, as a human, hell is hell. It's designed to be awful, you know, infinite torture. But for a penguin, it's like, wait, this could work out pretty well for me, depending on, you know, which interpretation I go with.
Mm-hmm. Do I go to the icy or do I go to the fiery? I like it. I like it. I'm just trying to. This makes Seither Batman. I just got to say that Seither is Batman then. And
all right. I got to hear this though. Why is Seither Batman and why is PengWin? What I would assume the Joker at this point.
No, Penguin's PengWin.
Penguin's PengWin. Okay, fair enough.
There's an evil dude in Batman called PengWin, and he's a squat, short dude. Yeah. in a tuxedo generally, so that is PengWin. And that makes Seither Batman because no one else fights the fight in Gotham except for the amazing Batman. And I know there's Catwoman, but no, it's Batman. Don't trust me.
Yeah, and I think Catwoman,
don't trust me.
Catwoman is kind of like a sometimes ally, sometimes enemy, but PengWin is like pretty pure enemy most of the time there. And Seither being Batman is being the hero that we need and not the one that we deserve.
Hero that we need, but not the one we deserve. I would agree. Seither from Australia, proving himself with this first Reaper. Pokes on in, preemptive KD8 charge, but the Lings are forced to go into the natural, and oh, maybe he should have committed to that poke and scout into the natural base of PengWin, because then he would have seen that early layer, and man, we know this, we're going to get out of the way. PengWin, he loves the Mutiling Baneling, and he's going to do the 2-base Mutiling Baneling, maybe.
Definitely the tendencies we're used to seeing out of PengWin in, I would say this matchup, but pretty much all the matchups. He loves his 2-base Muta style. But is it a mind game? He hasn't taken all 4 gases yet. Is he gonna say, well, you think that I often go Muta?
And the surround is good, the Reaper! Oh man, with the Speedlings, he's gonna go down really quickly, and it's never gonna see the layer, nor will it spot a 3rd base if it was to happen.
Absolutely, nicely done there from PengWin. Seither going to be a bit unhappy losing his early map control, but he will retake it immediately with the Seither Hellions coming out 2x2. Hurrah!
2 Hellions now pushing up the ramp, and even with a Green here, I'm not sure if that will be enough. They may be able to see Spire. There's a Spire in that natural base. They see the layer, they see the gas, and they see the Spire. Now they're going to be able to get them in perfect position where there's 3 Lings on the map. The Hellions eventually will go down, but with a 2 Hellion, a 200 mineral commitment, that is a wonder scout for Seither. And honestly, you basically react by going normal bio in this situation, generally.
Yeah, well, I think that
works out well.
Having the Baneling Nest this time around is going to help quite a bit. I think that was one of PengWin's big weaknesses last game, where he went for that Roach early on. He spent a lot of gas into it, so it was hard for him to get the Baneling count up to deal with that heavy Marine count, from Seither. We do have a small. This is kind of the very small. There isn't really a Muta explosion out of this, but he gets 6 Mutas, and they start messing around. There's no turrets up yet, and he's going to spot that with this Overseer. Nice sort of reconnaissance here, getting a lay of the land before he moves in with the Mutas.
No turrets from Seither, but also no spores for PengWin. So this Liberator is going to be able to deny mining for a very long time. 7 Mutas are on the way, which can pressure, as you mentioned. And Seither does have a 3rd CC finishing up in 2 engineering base off the back of this. Going to be a big old macro play from him. Well, PengWin, I think, is doing the same. But like you were saying, often, I mean, with the base trades that he goes for, it doesn't even matter if it's macro or not. At some point, when Seither's on his side of the army, PengWin's going to go over to the other side of the base.
Yeah, and it's nice this first batch of Mutalisks really shuts down Seither's Liberator here, and not really much trouble. So it allows PengWin, similar to the way we saw the Phoenix shutting down Liberators earlier today, it's very nice to have those Mutas out, even if they're not in force like crazy, even if they can't get tons of damage done. We do see the turrets are up and ready to go for Seither here as the Mutalisks come in.
This is a cool build from PengWin. As you were mentioning, it's not the all-in Muta, it is the macro Muta. But on the other hand, easily if a Terran would have gone a couple more Hellions instead of 2, 4, that would hit the growth of PengWin incredibly hard, and this would be a very dangerous build to do overall. With a Liberator and Bio out for Seither, he is very well protected against this, but it's not going to allow Seither to take any map control. He's going to be out on his side of the map for the majority of the game, and PengWin to start taking that map control, and that'll allow him in the end game maybe to prep for these big Baneling hits that he'll ideally want with Mutiling Bane.
Very, very important here. He is getting all 3 upgrades, and that's going to be behind the upgrades of Seither. Yeah, Seither here getting much stronger upgrades much sooner. Nice pickoffs of the reinforcements, but that's a reasonably sized force. Ooh, a little bit more. We got 3.
Gotta be careful. Nice
Seither Marines off to the side.
Mutas. Just note also that third hatch, I mean, there's missile turrets at each of the CCs of Seither, and there's only 10 meters, so they can't go 1-for-1 and trade efficiently with that missile turret. And now Seither, pardon me, is going to prep for a big attack. There's not that many banelings, Jack. There's a couple, but I'm not sure if there's enough yet at the same time.
This force of Seither has been whittled down by the Mutalisk. Really nicely done here by PengWin, sort of harassing the force as it was going across the map, picking off stray units here and there in a similar way to a pack of coyotes picking off the weakened
It's a pack. It's not a
calves
flock of mutas. This is a pack of mutas.
Oh, it's actually a murder of mutas. I checked it on.
Oh, that's a good one. Snipes the medevac. Stim Marines are going to have to fall back. Maybe the best defense is a great offense, essentially, from Seither. Pushes PengWin all the way back across the map. He's even going to have 3 Liberators ready by the time the mutas pursue, but plus 2 air attack is on the way.
Oh, is he going to go right into these Liberators here? Uh-oh. Let's see how fast his reaction time is. Very good.
I do that.
Oh, man, he's moving in, though. He's like, oh, I can take these, no problem. No.
No, all of them are half health. Like, hey, boss, can we get on out of here? Do you mind Overmind? I do mind. Stay there.
He minds all the time. If anyone minds, it's the Overmind. The Overmind is like in a constant state of mining. And minding as well. Both. You have to watch out. Mind, you know?
The next push of Seither is moving out, and this time he's got Hellbats.
Ooh, gonna catch some of these. Oh, no, he's not. Never mind.
Well, maybe.
Oh, he's gonna come back for him.
He'll get one.
Yeah, almost got both Widow Mines there, but only enough reaction time to get one. Still very nice. And we do have this Hellbat play from Seither here. It is gaining a lot more popularity in the past month or so. We've been seeing a lot more Hellbat builds in this matchup.
The main base of PengWin, a large drop is going to pull the entire army of PengWin out of place. I'd love to see Seither move into that fourth. Looks like the Widow Mine attack is going to be sniped. And the fourth base, though, of PengWin is also sniped at the same time. I was gonna note with those Hellbats is I love them because you're always looking to the back.
Oh, what a play with this Marine!
Oh, nice snipe.
Oh my God, delaying the base even further. We do have a nice, healthy Ling Bane on the ground. These mutas have cleaned things up, but upgrade lead still in the favor of Seither, and he's got a pretty nice economy behind all this. Staying 3 base versus 3 base against a Zerg, who you are ahead in supply against, is just a great place to be as Terran.
It is a phenomenal place, answering the age-old question of how do I deal with this Zerg player. Infestation Pit is the next tech choice for PengWin. Eventually, Infestors just provide him a nice avenue into Ultras and 2 Liberators that may be a little bit too much, but the mutas are able to overwhelm. Currently out on the map, there are 17 mutas. A couple just were made back at home, which will be reinforcing. And just mentioning it before, I love the Hellbats and Widow Mines because versus Roaches, you're kind of mixing in Siege Tanks as the backbone to the really heavy DPS bio. But the Hellbats, it's just a really mobile force in general. And yes, you can move siege tanks, but still, it's a much easier force to control as Terran, and it's a lot easier to start pushing onto creep and just steamroll through it. We'll see if he can do that, but 23 Banelings are on the way, and I don't think you can steamroll through 23 Banelings no matter what your composition is, Jack Attack.
Yep, and he's gonna get the 2-2 right before this attack hits. Great timing for PengWin here. If there's a chance for him to take this out right now, the Widow Mines are not burrowed yet. He could be able to get a nice hit off. Oh, and these Widow Mines are starting to hit the Banelings, but he gets good connections.
Entire army is just destroyed.
Excellently
Great
done
connections,
here
Widow
from
Mines.
He had enough Banelings to deal with that, and yeah, like we were talking about, those Widow Mines are so critical in this composition to deal with the Banelings, and the Drilling Claws weren't finished, and they weren't ready. Attack your opponent before he is set up in position. The great Sun Tzu said many times long ago, and it is still correct here today in StarCraft.
One of those things where you want them at the front, but because of the very large mass of mutas for PengWin, you can't throw them too hard at the front or they will be sniped. Same thing with Liberators. Yes, they're good versus mutas, but often they're just a little bit too far out in the front and mutas can get them. Adrenal Glands is on the way for PengWin, and a nice Ultra Cavern. That is where he was looking. Won't be Infestation Pit, at least for now. Infestors are often good because they can shut down the army, allowing the Ultras to get right on top of them. Yep. But overall, as we've said before, the macro of Seither is just phenomenal. He's had a constant economic lead, but in these engagements, PengWin has always came out a little ahead.
Yeah, especially we had a 2-2 to 2-2 fight over there. And we're going to have 3-3 bio coming up and no 3-3 on the way for PengWin yet. So this is going to be a nice time where you can get a bit of a lead. Bit of a heart of the swarm game here.
It is a very heart of the Swarm game, but with 7 Ultras on the way, my oh my. They're not quite what you think of as Heart of the Swarm. That Liberator. I always love when the mutas clump up and there's one Liberator's like, I got this, guys! Ooh, this is my time to shine. But then they are destroyed so badly. 2 missile turrets in the main there to defend engineering bays and
the gas economy here.
Armory.
Oh, really nice hit here on that Thor. He's gonna have to get out of there right away. Does manage to grab that gas.
9 Ultras at the same time. And Seither, he's got Thors on the way. He's not going into the Liberators or the Ghosts. 9 Ultras, Jack Attack. That just overwhelms at this point. And they have +2 attack already, and waiting is only a couple seconds away, but the Widowmines may have their optimal opportunity to hits. Looks like they won't quite have it now. Seither has provided himself a beautiful avenue to fall back on with these Widowmines, but PengWin falls back 2 onto his own territory, making sure he'll have something to defend against these drops on the left-hand side.
Excellently done, getting some damage done, and most importantly, lost mining time. We are at the 13-minute mark, so a lot of these bases mined out.
Here we go. The mutas are not with the main army, but the Ultras may be able to do the damage themselves. We'll see how good Widowmines are versus these Ultras. The Ultras do not quite have chitinous plating, that +3 armor, but when that kicks in, there it kicks in. They're going to start steamrolling through this bio. Thors will be the answer to the Ultras, and they're just barely able to punch through. The PengWin's Ultras did not have any extra support. They had a couple Lings, but the mutas were not with the main army. The Lings were not with the main army quite together, and it looks like barely Seither is going to come out ahead, and there's only mutas left for PengWin. He spent all of his bank on the Ultralisks.
Nice little bit of harass coming through here, but very dangerous. He could lose all of his mutas here, and that would just be such a crippling blow at this point. Does get out with a lot of low health mutas. Attacking right before chitinous plating is done. Huge blunder here from PengWin. And there were a lot of Widowmines, which are very helpful in dealing with the Ultras because they deal burst damage. They don't affect armor because the damage is via spell. So armor doesn't affect the damage of a Widowmine. And then the Thors do a lot of damage per hit as well. So they do pretty well against Ultras. So you can do this. This was kind of the way to deal with Ultras in the olden days of Heart of the Swarm, making sure you have a big enough Widowmine count.
Ancient days, old medieval days.
Ye old StarCraft.
Ye old StarCraft, yeah. A big parade push is coming out of Seither, and the Widowmines, a little bit of friendly fire, yet it cleans up almost all the Lings. 3 more Ultras are on the way, yet the force of Seither is almost overwhelming. The mutas are going to try to fight without these Ultras, but the bio shreds through them. The Thor is coming up on the back of this, and 2 Liberators. The economy of PengWin just has not quite been there. GG from PengWin. And was that game 1 or game 2? I believe that was game 2.
Been so...
Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to support the ASL by hitting the button now.